Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and I am back with another one of my top 7 picks from LD29. And for anyone who is unaware still, Ludum Dare is a twice yearly competition where a theme is picked and then game developers can choose to make a game in 48 hours based on that theme. So the theme for this LD was Beneath the Surface, and this is actually Notch's entry. Many people, of course, will know Notch as the creator of Minecraft, and he still does LD. I think he does most of them, and I'm always kind of interested in seeing what he does. And as far as his entry this LD, it was one of my favorites. It is called Drowning in Problems. So, there won't be any music. It's very, very minimalistic, but I also feel that it is very powerful. Hopefully you can read the text. It's a little small, but I will also read it. So we start with it saying there is nothing, and we can click the solve button, which will give us a little kind of percentage counter. And I won't be going through all of this one because this one actually gets to be a little time consuming. So we can get plus hope if we choose you are not, but considering that's our only choice, I think that is what we should do. So again, we'll get a percentage counter, and now you can see that we have hope. You are starting to become, which would give us plus body. So we will solve you are, and we can solve that to get plus life. So as you can see, we're kind of starting as absolutely nothing. So we can choose now, you are born, you need to learn, and we can actually do both. So we can gain love and knowledge. And basically at this point it becomes kind of a candy box or cookie clicker, if you're aware of these kind of games, where basically we are going to sort of manage our inventory here. So for example, we need to get more knowledge so that we can become a toddler. But because these things just work together, I'm just going to go ahead and click both. You might as well, because later we will need the memories as well. And this is kind of the process that we get for a while. And then eventually, the game kind of takes a darker turn. So we got another option, you are a child, which we can't afford because we need experience, and we got a you need more friends option. So then we can also, you need to see a friend, and I would imagine that some people are already probably figuring out where this was headed. So to gain experience, you need to move on, which means losing a friend but gaining experience. So that is what we will do. And again, like I said, this does kind of become a sort of cookie clicker style or candy box style. Let's just kind of click on stuff in order to gain resources. But I also feel like there's kind of a lot of really deep meaning here, and we basically go through the process of becoming human and kind of go through all these really human actions. Alright, so you are a teenager, which requires us to have 2 broken hearts. So we can figure out, so first we got you need to go to work, which gives us money and stress, and you need to make love gives us a memory. So we can relax, so now we've got a whole bunch of options. So we can find a better job, which requires 4 knowledge but gives us 1 respect. You need to feel accepted, which has us lose a lover but we gain broken heart and experience. So we will need to do that to become a teenager. And you know, as you can see, we kind of go through this process of, you know, I think these are all things that basically everyone can relate to. You know, I think everyone's gone through all of these stages, and I feel like that is where this one really shines, is that it's a very, very emotional experience, very human experience. And I really love the way that it's kind of split up into, basically it's split up into kind of stages of development. So you are a human, which is minus loyalty, minus crushed dreams. So let's create. And if we get money, okay, so if we solve you need to fail, we lose our project, but we gain a crushed dream and a memory. So we will do that. We need more stuff, which of course costs money, but gives us stuff. And then this is of course the progression that we will take now in order to move on to the next stage. So now we can become human. And I really like the idea that these are all kind of I think the point that Notch is trying to make here is that these are all things that are basically required to become what we think of as like a human, because you need kind of these experiences. You need to kind of go through loss, you need to go through hardship to really kind of understand life, I guess. It's a really, really deep kind of meaning to the whole thing. And I feel like as far as most of the LD games this time go, this was probably one of the deepest ones that I noticed. So, let's see. How much respect do I have? I have 7 respect. Oh, I need more stuff. That's what I need. So, you can see that we need to become troubled. And this is an interesting point, actually, because at this point, if you want, you could technically just stay in this state of the game. And that's kind of the nice thing, is you never are forced to move on. It's mostly your curiosity that will lead you to move on. But like if you wanted, you could just stay here and never really go anywhere else. So, just kind of interesting, I guess, that there is kind of that distinction between moving on and staying here, which is kind of true of life in general, actually. In a lot of cases, like you kind of have to decide a lot of the time, like, do you want to do something that stresses you out because you kind of need that thing, or do you try and figure out a way to live without that stress? So let's try harder. And this is why I won't be finishing, because as you see, as we move on, each thing starts having a larger and larger percentage counter. So like if I go into you are troubled, this one actually isn't too bad. You are bitter. And this is where the game takes a really interesting turn. So you are starting to accept. We'll lose life. You are dead. And if we solve that, we lose our body. And this is, of course, where the timer starts getting very, very long. But I think at this point you can pretty much see where this game is going. Because we started with nothing, gained a lot of things, sacrificed a lot of things to gain more things, and now we are losing everything, which is really kind of the cycle of life. And it's it's kind of a bleak message. It's a little down, but I feel like this is also a really interesting way of kind of showing that message and bringing that message out, is through this kind of life simulator in a way, like basically just managing various life resources that we think of as really important. But I think that is about where I'm going to end this one, because otherwise I will have to ramble for a few minutes to let the rest of these timers go out. But, yeah, so of course I will link to this game in particular, as well as the page of Ludum Dare games, so you can go through the other 2,500 that I won't be covering. I'll only be covering about 7. But yeah, I think that this is a really good one, a really meaningful one. If you enjoyed it and want to kind of show someone else a new side of games, because there aren't too many experiences like this, then, show a friend. Otherwise, if you've got any thoughts about this one, let me know in the comments what you think. But, yeah, that will be where this one wraps out. So, of course, like I said, feel free to comment if there's anything that you'd like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos every single day. And if you liked my look at Drowning in Problems by Notch, then please do consider clicking the like button, because that helps me out a lot, and I definitely appreciate everything you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.